Alright, here's an electrical hazards introduction. Electrical hazard can be defined as a dangerous condition where a worker could make electrical contact with energized equipment or conductor, and from which the person may sustain an injury from shock. There is potential for the worker to receive an arc flash burn, thermal burn, or blast injury. Electrical hazard is considered to be removed when protective measures are put in place at the source. Remove the hazard or de-energize or along the path. Place electrical insulation barrier between the worker and also the equipment. The PPE is relied upon for worker protection, and electrical hazard is considered to remain, and it is still necessary to address safety requirements for other workers in the area. Type of electrical hazard. Basically, there are three types of electrical hazards. The first and most commonly recognized hazard is electrical shock. Second type of hazard is electrical burns, and the third is the effects of blast, which include pressure impact of flying particles from vaporized conductors and first breath considerations. Type of electric system. The first is DC, which is the direct current. DC is the unidirectional flow of electric charge characterized by two distinctive polarities, positive and negative. The second type is alternate current, AC. The flow of electric charge periodically reverse direction, affected by frequency of alternation, usually 50 Hz in Malaysia. The polarity is not fixed to positive or negative. For the electrical system, it can be single phase. The volt is 230. The red wire for line or live, black wire for neutral, yellow or green wire for the earth. The electric system can be also in three phase, and the load is 400 volt. The color for the live wire is red, yellow, blue. Black wire is for neutral, yellow and or green wire for the earth. Alright, that's all. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Saiful Akmal. We present about electrical injuries. Electrical injuries, a relative common form of mechanical trauma, can occur as a result of lightning, low voltage or high voltage of injury, and are often associated with a high morbidity and mortality. Types of electrical injuries: flash, flame, lightning, through. Flash injuries caused by an arc flash are typically associated with superficial burn as no electrical current travels by the skin. Flame injuries occur when an arc flash ignites an individual's clothing, and electrical current may or may not pass the skin in these cases. Lightning injuries involving extremely short by very high voltage electrical energy are associated with an electrical current flowing through the individual's entire body. Through injuries involve an individual becoming part of an electrical circuit. In these cases, an entrance and exit site is usually found. Thank you.
To avoid injuries, you should be aware of electrical hazards. These are some of the most common electrical hazards are exposed electrical parts, overloaded circuit, defective insulation, improper grounding, damaged power tools, overhead power lines, and wet conditions. Exposed electrical parts exist when wires or other electrical parts are exposed. Exposed electrical parts can include breaker boxes without a cover, and the second one, electrical terminals in motors, appliances, and electronic components. And the second one is overloaded circuits. Overloads in an electrical system are hazardous because they can produce heat or arcing. Wires and other components in an electrical system or circuit have a maximum amount of current that they can carry safely. Overload hazard exists if 1. Too many devices are plugged into a circuit. 2. The wire insulation melts. 3. Any, any proper overcurrent protection device is used. And lastly, no overcurrent protection used. The third one is wet condition. Working in wet condition is hazardous because you may become an easy path for electrical current. If you touch a live wire or other electrical components and you are well grounded because you are standing in even a small puddle of water, you will receive a shock. There are many circumstances that create wet conditions, such as standing in water, wearing wet clothing, high humidity, and perspiration. And these are the others of the electrical hazard. We have defective insulation, damaged power tools, improper grounding, and overhead power line.
My name is Jeevan. I am here to present about the standard operating procedure to prevent electrical hazard. Shortly, SOP to prevent electrical hazard. Electrical hazards. An electrical hazard is a dangerous condition such that contact or equipment failure can result in electrical shock, arc flash burn, thermal burn, or blast. Electrical hazards also include being exposed to live electricity through contact with live wires or working near high voltage overhead conductors, transformers, or electrical switchgear. First of all, we take a look at risk and effects of electrical hazards, such as burns, fire, death, explosion, electrocutions. Burns could happen because of fire that exposed to our skin if we wore a non-fire resistant clothing. Fire Fire could spread rapidly through a building in case there's happen a short circuit or anything that can lead to a fire accident. These are the sample examples of risks and effects such as electrocutions, fire, explosion, death. There are several ways to prevent electrical hazards such as insulation, guarding, grounding, electrical protective devices, safe work practices. First, insulation. An insulator is a substance with such high resistance that it can be used to prevent the flow of electrical current, such as glass, mica, rubber, and plastic used to coat metals. It helps prevent shock, fire, and short circuits. Therefore, all electrical cords should have sufficient insulation to prevent direct contact with wires and should be checked prior to each use. Before each use, portable cord and plug connected equipment should be visually inspected for external defects such as loose parts or deformed and missing pins. Secondly, grounding. Grounding refers to the process of connecting an object directly to ground, the earth, or a conductive body that extends the ground connection. When it properly done, current from a shot or from lightning follows this path, thus preventing the buildup of voltages that would otherwise result in electrical shock, injury, or even death. Grounding also is a secondary protective measure against electrical shock. There are several ungrounded conductors such as white wire, black wire, green wire. There are several things classified as do's and don'ts while performing or doing some electrical works. Do's such as wear appropriate clothing to not to expose to fire in case it happens. Then use only approved extensions to avoid short circuits. Clean and dry leads and plugs before use. Then always hit warning signs in case there happens any emergency. Use only qualified personnel to avoid human mistakes, and not to forget to turn off power after using. And don'ts, such as avoid doing electrical works in water because water is very conductive to current. It could be very fatal. Overloading plugs or extensions, it will lead to the short circuit. Missing ground prong, using damaged casing and a not fixed electrical tape is very dangerous, could get an electrical shock. And at last, wearing a metal objects during work could easily conduct or attack to a electric current if there is any electric leakage or current leakage. In conclusion, these are the reasons, risk, effects, and ways in the standard operating procedure SOPs to prevent electrical assets. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Akmal Rushaidi bin Muhammad Razi. So now I will conclude all the slide that my friend have explained. So the electrical hazards can be happen to anyone, anywhere, and anytime without notice. The electrical hazard can cause many damage, not to just human, but also to machine as well. The electrical hazard can be avoided by taking proper action and follow the rules and procedure precisely. So follow the safety precaution according to the place. Use the right equipment and the right component that have been verified by the government. If anything dangerous or emergency happen, get the medical staff immediately. Right, that's all from me. Thank you.